Well, good day and welcome to yet another Straight Up with myself, Grant Lee. It's good to have your company today. Now, the interview that I'm about to do is something that I've been looking forward to for such a long time. Such a long time. Young gentleman and his wife, who have been in the gospel industry, creating a lot of good cheer to so many people around the world for such a long time, is my guest today. Now, he is a award-winning musician and choir director. The choir is well known, and when I checked out their happy clients list, as they call it, I was so shocked to find out some of the people that they have performed with and have got good reports from over the years. Man, I can tell you that those people consist of people like, he says, scrolling, Matt Goss. Do you remember Moss Bros? Is it the Moss Brothers or Goss Brothers? One of them, Matt Goss anyway. He's a well-known actor now. Used to be him and his brother used to be singers of a pop group in the UK. But you've also got people like Luciano Pavarotti, who's the opera singer. They've done songs of praise. They've done so many different things, been awarded for so many different things over the years. Who am I about to speak to, I hear you ask? The one and only John and Maulin Fisher. Good day to you both.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Hello. Now, John, it's good to see you and Maulin. People don't usually see your wife. Usually John's hugging all the limelight, right, Maulin?
Yeah.
Usually he's hugging all the limelight, but today I've decided that it's about time you were front and center and you were part of this. Now, IDMC, first of all, let's clear the way for IDMC. You've got this wonderful event coming up on the 8th of April at your home church, John, in Brixton.
Yes,
New Testament Church of God, the community church in Brixton. That's on the 8th of April. That's going to be a showstopper, I know. We'll circle back to that. I know that you're going to be performing tracks from a new project that you've got out. But before we get to all of that, John, we need to talk about you, the choir, and your lovely wife sitting beside you. We can do that, right?
Yeah.
Now, first of all, John, let's get some background on you. Tell us where you were brought up and whether you've got brothers and sisters, siblings, that sort of thing. Give us the lowdown on that first of all.
Okay, for me, I am one of 4 children. Born and brought up in South London.
Yay!
Mainly in the Croydon area.
Okay.
That's home for me. So I've grown up in that side of town. God's been good to us. We've enjoyed a really happy life. So we've enjoyed everything that we've done. My brothers and sisters, two of the siblings live abroad now. Live in Colombia and I was going to say Kuwait, in Qatar. My brother who lives in Colombia, he teaches English, and my sister who lives in Qatar, she's an artist. She paints and teaches that in secondary school in Qatar. I have another sister who lives over here. She's a computer. What did you say?
Techie. She builds programs, things like that,
and does all our websites. Does websites and stuff like that. And she lives down in Kent. She's doing really well down there. I have an adopted brother as well. A guy named Sean Stewart.
Carlton Bryan.
Carlton Bryan. And he lives just up the road from us in Bromley, actually. So he's doing really well with his family. So those are my brothers and sisters. I have two children, namely Dana Fisher and Andre Fisher.
You have to, or we have to?
We have two.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, Maulin. We have two children, of which we are very proud of. Two absolutely amazing boys. Both of them are musicians as well. The oldest one is now married and has started his line of family. He has two children, one named Isla, one named Zachary. So that makes us grandparents. We are proud grandparents. We are proud grandparents. We are really happy about that. So that's part of our legacy going on there. So we're really happy with the way that God has lined that whole thing up for us. We're waiting for Dana to make the decision to get married. We feel that the invitations come very, very soon.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. He's 26 now, so he's getting on in age. But he's just been out on tour. he's touring constantly as a bass player, doing very, very well actually. He's done a lot of bits and pieces. But if you follow my Facebook profile, I tend to put everything on there about the whole family. Everything about the whole family goes up on there. I love to celebrate everything. That's just how I am. I give God thanks every day for life and health and strength. He's brought us to a really good point in our lives right now. So we're celebrating that. Okay, Grantley, back to you, sir. Can't hear you, Grantley. Can't hear you, sir.
There's a lot of people that have just learned a lot of information there, John. So thank you for sharing that with us. Now, here's the thing. IDMC. I've asked you this question many times, and I actually do know what it stands for. But for those who don't know, tell us what IDMC stands for.
The letters in that name, IDMC, actually stands for Individuals Dedicated to the Ministry of Christ. I, individuals, D for dedicated, to M to ministry of Christ, C for Christ.
Absolutely wonderful. And tell us, when did you decide to start IDMC? How did it get started?
IDMC comes out of New Testament Church of God originally, from four main churches, to be honest with you: Brixton, Lee, West Croydon, and Deptford Church. Those are the four churches where we got our original members from.
So back in the day when you guys used to come together as churches for convention and all that sort of stuff, would I be right in saying that's how it sort of came together?
And you're kind of right there, bro. We had a series of crusades and kind of street outreach meetings that we were doing in 1994. 93, sorry, I tell a lie. And that's where the whole structure of it came together, where the choir came together to sing over the evenings of the crusade.
Yeah.
So from there, I decided to give it a go. I spoke to the leaders of all the choirs and I said, do you reckon we could put a concert together, guys? And they said, we feel that we can. And so we started to practice and work a load of songs. I started writing a few songs. Clive McKinley wrote a few songs. Danny Thomas, who's a renowned choir director, offered us a couple of songs. And Simon Wallace, who is an awesome pastor and a choir director from back in the day, he provided us with songs as well. And of course, Noel Robinson, the general, he provided us with a few songs as well. Is there anybody else?
I can't think of anybody else.
I think that's it. I think that's the list of songwriters for the project.
Absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad you mentioned Simon Wallace. Big shout out to Simon Wallace, by the way, because he is just an awesome guy, awesome choir director. John, tell us about some of the people that you've worked with over the years.
So we've worked with a load of great people. Some well known, some not so well known. Excuse me.
Your excuse, sir.
So,
Carry on. John, before you get to that, let me ask you this, because I want you to confirm this for me. Did you not used to be the drummer of London Community Gospel Choir at one stage?
in another life, that was my main job as a drummer for the London Community Gospel Choir and many other groups as well.
Okay.
I'm really blessed to say I had a good spell in the gospel scene as one of the main drummers back in those days.
And would you say that that's put you in good standing for what went on to be, a directorship and forming IDMC? Would you say it put you in good standing for that as well?
It really did. It educated me seriously. It educated me on how to hold music together, rhythms, the whole thing. I was really happy to have all that as part of my ministry.
Excellent. So, I over the years you've recorded something like 9, maybe 10 albums, a plethora of singles as well. Recording, how would you say you guys have developed over the years when it comes to recording? Because some people do live albums. You've done both. You've done live albums and studio recording. Out of the two, which one would you say that you prefer out of live or recorded?
I love the live thing, Lee, to be honest with you. It's the whole atmosphere behind the production.
Okay.
I think
That feeling of being there in the moment, would you say?
being there in the moment, working with the audience, the audience is live in front of you, and they
Yeah.
respond to everything that you're delivering to them, and you can actually feel the atmosphere in the
You kind
building.
of vibe off the audience as well, don't you?
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
just
And
it's
you really do work well with a live audience, John. I've noticed that over the years.
It's been good.
Tell us a little bit about you guys' relationship. When did you actually meet with this gentleman, Maulin? Give us like from start to finish. When did you actually meet John for the first time? What was it like?
the first time I met John. It was at a friend's 18th birthday party,
Yes.
and yeah, that was the first time I kind of really saw him. But I wasn't looking at him. There was somebody else my eye was on at the time. I didn't. I saw him, but I didn't see him. If you know what I mean. That
Yeah,
sort
I
of
know
thing.
what you mean. I know what you mean.
And then the second time was at another friend's 21st birthday party, but this time we sat opposite each other, so we had time to talk because I'm sure you know we both grew up in New Testament Church of God in different districts, but we're affiliated in the same church.
Okay,
So
so what district
after
was John? What district was you?
I was on the lead district at the time.
Okay.
My local church was Charlton Church.
Okay. And John was at Brixton, right?
The Brixton.
Okay. Continue.
So over the time at conventions and things, we'd see each other, say hi, and so on and so forth, and then met again, as I said, at my friend's 21st birthday party. Sat up with each other, just got talking, and then it just kind of, yeah, friendship kind of built up from there, and again, seeing each other at conventions and things like that. So it just kind of took off from there. And then it was a friend of mine who really liked one of John's best friends. So they decided that they'll do a double date, and me and John were
Okay.
the chaperones or something like that, something to that effect. So I went along thinking I was supporting my friend, and yeah, it just kind of went on from there, didn't it?
So, John, you saw this young lady and you made a power play for her, yeah?
I love the Indian hair. I was
The
thinking about my
tall,
children.
the tall hair. The tall hair got you, did it?
I was thinking about my children, bro.
I gotcha. Yeah, that's a must-have, isn't it? Indian hair, right? Okay, so you start getting serious.
Yeah, about 19. That date took place in 19. I'm going to show our age now, isn't it? 87.
Wow.
And then from there, it just carried on. We decided that, we built up a friendship already. So we decided that, the friendship will carry on. And I was very wary that, when you change a friendship into something, into more of a relationship, a different type of relationship, then sometimes if it goes wrong, then the friendship breaks up and, things could go wrong. So I was a bit cautious because I didn't want to spoil the friendship that we had. But, we took our time, and
Yeah.
eventually, you know, butterflies, lovey dove. I don't know what you could call it. The little angels with the heartstrings,
Cupids.
cupids. That's it.
Cupid's arrow fired into John's heart.
Definitely, definitely first, and then we got married in. Yeah, I won't say just in case it could be a question.
And was it a really romantic proposal? Did he get down on one knee?
I
No,
did, I believe.
no, you didn't. Did you?
I'm sure I did.
It's that long ago, isn't it, John?
Yeah, I can't remember that.
You'd like to think that you got down on one knee, John. Is that what you're saying?
He is a romantic person, so he might well have done. But I had other things going on in my head at the time, so I can't really remember.
So what year was it when you got married?
1990.
Wow.
We're celebrating 33 years this year.
My goodness. Well done, you guys. That deserves another round of applause, I think. There you go. Yay. Yeah, well done. Well done. Well done. 33 years this year. Well done to you guys. Well done. Well done. God is awesome. And talking of which, everybody knows who's got some sort of social media account of some sort, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram. Everybody knows that you went through a challenge a year ago now? A year or two?
To the day.
Year to the day. Okay, well look, this is the reason why we continually give God thanks. This is the reason why we continually give praises unto Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi. This is the reason why, because you're in front of us today, looking so good, so beautiful, the both of you. This is the reason why. Because you suffered a stroke, or should I say you've experienced a stroke, and you're here to tell the tale looking so good today. John, when the stroke happened, what was you actually doing at the time? Can you remember?
I remember well, Lee. We were in IDMC's rehearsal on a Tuesday night. It was today last year when probably just a bit later than the time now.
Yeah.
We'd gotten into rehearsal. We'd gotten in. I set up my keyboards. The choir members were coming in, and we went through our normal warm-up routine. We had devotion. I was playing through some songs, and we was teaching one of the songs that I wanted the choir to sing for an event coming up not too far from. I think we already set down that we were doing a concert at Easter.
Yeah.
We decided we were doing an Easter concert. We tend to do Easter concerts every year, to be honest with you. It is such a special time of the year. But I felt that I'm going to get the choir live again. Let's do another live show. So we were going through some parts at just at that time.
Yeah.
I said to the choir, I was trying to teach
Keeps blaming the sopranos. Anyway, carry on.
Okay.
I was trying to teach the soprano a section,
Yeah.
but my falsetto is very good, to be honest with you. And I was going up in the clouds in my part. The choir just weren't catching the section.
Not truly.
But I don't blame them, but they usually catch it after a couple of goes. So they were working everybody was working very, very hard.
Yeah.
I remember at the time, I was singing a section and felt really weird at that time. Right then and there, it was a strange feeling for me. But I had to stop and, long story short, sit down just to get my balance thing. I found myself trying to teach again, and I felt I lost my balance as well. And so I was not in control of stuff of where I was at that time as well. So I had to say, Lord, help me through this. I told my wife. My wife looks at me quite intensely through rehearsal. So our eyes made four,
As they say.
as they said, as they say. I had to look at her just for some kind of support, just to let her know that there's a problem
Yeah.
and something was going on. So I said, Maulin, I'm feeling a bit strange at the moment. I don't know what it is. I can't tell you what it is. I've never had
Yeah.
this before at all. I found myself rocking to the left hand side because I found my balance had gone as well. So it was all really flaring up right at this point. I had to say to my wife, can we call an ambulance?
No, the choir members,
The requirement was there.
they suggested, because if I just jump in here,
Yes, please.
he couldn't understand why he was veering to one side. So after about maybe 20 minutes or so, maybe half an hour, he decided that we should end rehearsal because of how he was feeling. So we prayed, and we prayed for John as well. And then he wanted to use a bathroom, but he said he couldn't. He tried to get up and he couldn't stand on his own. So we escorted him to the bathroom. And at the time, the choir member said, I think we should call the ambulance. I wasn't too sure because we didn't know what it was. And eventually we called the ambulance after he'd been to the toilet. And do you remember anything more, or should I carry on?
You can carry on.
So we called the ambulance and they did the test with him. Can he raise his arm? Can he talk without slurring? Has his face dropped? And all of those tests that they talk about on the television, the fast response thing.
Yes.
But when the services went through those questions with John,
Yeah.
everything was fine. He was talking. His face hadn't dropped. He was coherent. His language wasn't jumbled up at all. In fact, he was answering all the questions, lifted his hands, and all those things. So they didn't think it was a stroke at the time. And as time went on, we called them back again because by that time he had literally slumped to the left side and he couldn't pull himself up. They did the tests again with him. They said they were on their way anyway, but they did the test again. And the second time the test was done, his smile was to one side, but it's still coherent. It was still talking as normal. Only thing is that he couldn't lift himself up off the wall. They eventually came. Well, we were thinking of taking him to the hospital ourselves because we didn't know how long they were going to take.
Yeah.
Well, we tried to figure out how best to get the vehicle near and how to get him out of the building because we were
Yeah.
rehearsing in Croydon. That's the time they turned up and they said, "Oh, can he walk out?" I said, "No, he can't. He's slumped to one side and he can't get up." So they came in, did all the tests on him, and got him into the gurney, the bed, but they put patients in and got him into the ambulance, and we're still doing tests on him. And John, because he wasn't sure what was going on, he was trying to move his arm, move his head, and stuff like that. But he's still all this time able to talk to me, talking to the ambulance people. And I said, John, just keep still, let them do their observations of you until we reach the hospital. It was a blue light because they thought it was a stroke. They didn't say to me at the time it was, but yeah, went to the hospital. He got taken through to A&E, and someone came out and brought me in and just confirmed that he had a bleed on the brain.
My gosh. My gosh. Yeah, thank you for explaining all of that. Such an experience that you wouldn't really wish anyone to go through, but still yet you went through it, John. And one of the things that was going through my mind as you were speaking there, Maulin, there was a period of time where you actually continued to do the rehearsal. I'm thinking to myself, how did you manage to do that? 20 minutes.
Yeah, about 20 minutes, half an hour, we carried on.
Yeah, you carried on. Because
you didn't see anything wrong. The only thing John said, he feels a bit funny, and we said, sit down. And he sat down, and he was even making, what John's like. He's full of jokes.
Always cracking jokes.
He was cracking jokes. And I was looking at him really hard, but he was cracking jokes.
As usual.
As usual, nothing different.
What can I say?
And then, after a while, he said, you know what, guys, I really don't feel right. So let me just cut the rehearsals. And I've always said this, and I've told other people that I give God thanks that we were in rehearsal, because maybe if it was at home, I would have said, oh, go and lie down for a bit and see how you feel in a little while.
Yeah.
And check on him then. So, it would have been like probably worse than what it was that we caught it so quickly.
Yeah. I understand what you mean, because, typically the quicker you can get to somebody, get someone help when they're going through a stroke scenario, the better it is for the person in the long run. Am I right in saying that?
It is.
Yeah.
I give thanks for my IDMC choir who were there with me and that night. They are a special group of people who I love so much.
Every last one of them. Every last one of them. So, John, you've been through this ordeal. How are you feeling now, by the way?
I'm feeling really quite nice at the moment, Brother Lee, to be honest with you. I'm back to walking, talking, sleeping up. I'm conducting rehearsals at the moment for the choir.
And is that something that you had to learn all over again?
You know what? I just had to give myself time to be in control of who I am, because I think that's the biggest part of this stroke thing. The biggest part of my recovery was that I had to work on my conversation again. I had to just get that confident again. I had to work on my walking so that I can actually get to these places. Maulin is my armor bearer. She's been
she's your all in all.
Maulin has been a rock to me. She really has. She's really blessed. God has blessed me with an awesome wife. And she's cooked meals for me. She's served me and supported me for the whole year without fail. Lee, when I tell you that Maulin's been in the hospital, when I was in the hospital, she was literally there every day of the week, apart from when she had to go up north and do things for work. And even when she was away, she made sure that somebody came to look after me on that day. Not to say that there was nurses there that were doing the job, but she made up there was somebody from our side of the tracks there to look after me, whether it's one of my sons, and whether it's my sisters or brothers, whether it could have been one of my cousins. As long as it was part of the Fisher crew, someone was always there. Maulin has just been absolutely amazing. That's all I can say, guys.
Absolutely. 1 in a trillion. One
One
in a trillion.
billion.
So you've come out on the other side shining, looking good as usual, John. And we're definitely giving God thanks for that. So you've got this event coming up on the 8th of April. Tell us all about that event. What are you looking forward to?
The event on the 8th of April is just celebrating Easter again, the time when Jesus died. Is over the Easter weekend. So we obviously everybody's in church on Good Friday. They're celebrating the death of our Lord Jesus Christ. Saturday was like a party time. Unknown to a lot of people, Jesus was having a party on a Saturday night, giving the devil a hard time to say you've lost this battle. And so I've chosen to put a concert on at that same night. And on the Sunday night will be the day. Sunday will be the day when everybody goes to church and really celebrates the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Saturday night, IDMC will be in concert again for the first time with me fronting the show. So I don't even know how I'm going to do it yet.
God knows. God
Uh,
knows. Literally,
God knows.
God does know.
I put it all in God's hands. I really
Yeah.
have. And so IDMC will be celebrating, singing some Easter songs and showcasing our 10th album.
Okay.
So
Okay. So you're
we're
going to be doing tracks from the new album.
brand new tracks, about 6 tracks from the brand new album.
Okay. All right. Let's give the listeners, the viewers, a heads up. So that new album, what is it called? It's got a title already, right? Tell us a little bit about the album. How many tracks? Who
The album,
produced? Who wrote songs? That sort of thing.
the album is a celebration of my life to Jesus Christ. From the start of this journey through the stroke, all I've done every day is just got up and say, "Thank you, Lord, for another day. I'm still here. I thank you for every day that I live, Lord God." It is basically a celebration in song of our lives to Jesus Christ and all that He's done for us. I've been the primary writer of all the songs again. That's what I do. And the choir have actually recorded the material really, really well. And so my son Andre is actually producing the album. He's actually mixing it at the moment.
Okay.
So we hope that by the time we get to the concert,
Yeah.
we could possibly be playing some of the stuff in the background. We'll see
Sounds
how it
good
goes.
to me. Sounds good to me. So for those who are planning to attend that concert, they're in for a real treat, aren't they, John?
Yes, they are, sir. We're hoping that we're just confirming a few artists. It's not going to be a massive long night of music. We did this last year when I was down in hospital. The choir done a concert again,
The
and
gospel
the
community.
gospel community came together on a massive. They came together in such a big way for me last year. I am humbled by everybody who supported Maulin and the choir, Isaiah Raymond Dyer, Noel Robinson, you named it. Everybody came out to celebrate on that day. This time last year, it
Yeah.
was really was amazing. I'm so grateful to everybody who came out, DJs, yourselves, radio personalities, lots of personalities just came out. And Lee, I have to tell you, for the whole 365 days since last year,
Yeah.
I've had people praying all over the world for me. I'm so grateful. We are so grateful for all the prayers that we've received. But God has just been amazing all the way through. He's provided everything that we've needed, finances to cover all the bills. My income has been out of the window since last year. I haven't worked. I can't tell you I've wanted for anything though, but that's how God does his thing. He makes sure his own are looked after.
Well done.
And as much as we've seen lots of our friends die, which has been very, very sad on my part, being in hospital and just seeing the names coming up and going down, and that has made me really sad on one side. But I've just said to God, thank you, Lord, for keeping me for another day. Obviously, you've given me something to do when I come out of this thing. And music is what I know to do, Lee.
Yeah, most
be honest.
definitely. And you do such a good job of it as well, John. Is
Thank
there
you.
any wonder that, that you are beloved here in the UK and around the world? Apart from being a choir director, you're also a radio personality yourself, and you've recently gone back to presenting. Am I right in saying that?
You are, sir.
Tell us a little bit about your radio program. What's it called?
I'm on Injection Radio, a radio station called Injection Radio.
Okay.
I run a show called the Gospel According to John.
I love that. I love that.
It's my interpretation of gospel music, and I love playing gospel every week on the show for 3 hours from 7 till 10 o'clock in the morning. I I put my tracks on. I try to play some of the latest stuff from artists who are releasing their music. It's really exciting. I love playing a lot of what I bought over the years as well. So it's a real celebration of God.
Yeah.
I do every week.
And I guess it's just one of many reasons for you to get back in the saddle, get back to being John Fisher, the one that we love and know, the one that's always joking around. It's just one of those occasions where you can get back in the saddle again, right, John?
It sure is, Lee. It sure is. I'm really
Now,
grateful.
just to round up, I wanted to give our viewers, listeners, a bit of a treat, and maybe just give them maybe 3 things, Maulin, that they do not know about you guys. I wanted to do this because you guys are out there in the public eye all the time, but and thank God, John, you like to share with the general public, with your Facebook accounts and your Instagram and stuff like that. But I wanted to make something extra special and just give us 3 things that people probably don't know about you guys.
Where would we like to spend New Year's Eve on our bucket list?
So have you done this already, or is this something that you would?
It's something we'd love to do.
Okay, so what would be that location?
What would be the location? Oh,
Yeah,
Times Square, New York.
Times Square, New York.
Yeah.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Seeing the ball, is it the ball drops, right? It does drop, yeah? New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So that's 1. Give us another 2. 2 things that we don't know.
Can you think of anything, John? Mine's a blank.
I already know how many grandchildren you got because John mentioned it earlier on. You've got 2.
Oh gosh.
What instruments do our sons play?
Okay, so what instruments do they play?
You want to answer the question?
Yeah. Things
Yes,
I don't
please.
know.
Bass and drums.
So they both play. They one of them plays bass, one of them plays drums, right?
One of them plays drums and produces. The bass player plays bass and drums.
Wow, amazing. So that's something that comes from you guys, obviously, because you used to play drums, right? Did you ever play bass, John?
I do play bass.
Plays everything.
There you go, and that's the third thing that a lot of people don't
Bass,
know,
guitar.
but they know now. You love playing bass.
a lot of people don't know that I played drums. That is
Okay.
a fun revelation as well. When I do actually get behind the drums now, people thinking themselves, "What's he doing there?" So when they see me start to clap the drums in a special way, they're like, where did that come from?" And then we go into the history of my history in music, which people are quite amazed that I have the history that I do have in playing music.
John, I'd like to thank both you and Maulin for taking this time out of your busy schedule to do this interview. I really do appreciate you. I want to give you the opportunity once again to say thank you to all of those people over the last 12 months or more that have reached out to you. The platform's yours. Take it away.
I truly want to say thank you to everybody who has prayed for us. Um, there's a psalm that I used to quote quite heavily every time I went up to the stage, and if I was in any environment, I'd say Psalm 37. I will bless the Lord.
34.
34?
Mhm.
Please forgive me. I will bless the Lord at all times, and his praises shall continually be in my mouth. I'll, that is my heart's felt desire to continue to share that psalm wherever we are, in whatever situation it is, to let people know that I am not ashamed of celebrating who God is in my life. I know that we are not ashamed, not scared to say that who we celebrate in our life is Jesus Christ. As we go up to Easter as well, we want you to journey with us. I will be posting things on social media talking about Jesus Christ. We pray that people will just come to know him. May God richly bless you all. I'm so grateful to everybody who has taken time out to pray for us. And we are a living miracle. We are. I'm grateful to you, Lee, and all the dudes out there who give us a platform, whether it's radio, whether it's TV, whether
You're
it's in a
more
church.
than welcome. More than
It's
welcome,
who
John.
we are. We're so grateful. We really are, bro.
And I would just like to say thank you to everyone that have blessed us financially. Some people that we don't even know, when they were when they put out the cry for help for us with John not working, people from all over the world, I think UK, from abroad, everywhere, was just sending money that really kept us and really supported us throughout the year. And I just want to give God thanks that God will pour into their baskets as they poured out to us.
Thank you so much. So, the 8th of April, the place to be is New Testament Church of God Community Church in Brixton. IDMC Soul Gospel Choir will be
Yeah.
in full swing, performing tracks from their forthcoming album. I wish I could get over there. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in the country this time around, John, but I know that you're going to have a wonderful time. If people want to pre-order, can they pre-order the album already, John?
They can if they want. If they want to email us at john@idmcgospel.com, they can put in a request to order the album. The line hasn't gone up yet on iTunes or anything like that for people to pre-orders yet. I think
Yeah.
that'll happen at the beginning of May.
Okay,
Uh,
so it's
when
nearly ready. It's nearly ready. All the links will be in place very, very soon. And just in case there's a few people out there that don't know, give us your social networks if people want to reach out to you, John. Facebook first.
Facebook is just John Fisher, and the choir's page is IDMC Gospel.
Okay.
Instagram is
idmcgospel.com if you want to reach out for the website. And Instagram.
same IDMC Gospel.
There you go. So you've got everything that you need to make contact with these great people of God. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you. And I look forward to the releasing of the album real soon.
Very bless you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for the time, sir. Really enjoyed ourselves.
No problem. Well, there you go. My guest on today's program, Maulin and John Fisher, the founder of IDMC Gospel Choir. Thank you for tuning this way. I really do appreciate it. And remember that you can check out one of the videos just in case you want to watch more content. And if you like what you see, why don't you subscribe and share with your friends as well. Give us a like as well. So for myself, Grantley, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Take care now.